Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another American Girl ranking video, but instead of ranking some dolls or some outfits, we're ranking some beds. And I had this spontaneous idea during a live stream, and those of you that were there seemed to be all for it. So I always found the furniture super fascinating, and I went ahead and I decided to start with the historicals first. We could possibly do this with the Girl of the Years if you guys want, but there are 26 beds here because I included Elizabeth's and I also included Kaya's, TP, and bedroll. Even though Kaya's collection is, I always say it's in a league all of its own. It is my absolute favorite historical collection. I didn't want her to feel left out, so I did include her, and I did do all the Be Forever and other types of variants of all the beds. So in total, that gives us 26. Now, this is a list that was based heavily on my personal opinion. I didn't do my usual, like, how well this fits into the time period. Some of that, of course, did play a part in this, but this is when we get to like my top 10 or even top 5, you guys will see like my personal bias played a big part in this. So as I say with all opinion videos, please keep your comments positive and polite down below. If your favorite bed happens to be at the bottom of my list, I do apologize, but you guys really love these ranking and opinion-based videos. So without further ado, let's get into it. As per usual, I plugged everything into my bias sorter that I use. If I remember, I will leave that linked down below in case you want to try this. If I forget, just comment and I will put it in the description. At spot 26, we have this bed of Molly's. This was her second bed, and everything is just way too yellow. Like, I don't like that the literal bed is yellow and then all the bedding is yellow, and it really just doesn't scream Molly McIntyre to me. And then at number 25, we have the original Kate Kittredge bed. This does pull out, so it can become like a futon. I think it's okay, but obviously she has a Be Forever one that I'm going to prefer a little bit more, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. But this was Kit's bed, like, from my childhood, so this is the one I do remember. Here we have Be Forever Addie's rope bed, and I really just... The reason for this one is because, like, I didn't really like the pillow, and then the quilt. I think, like, Addie's original quilt is more, like, nostalgic for me because I wasn't collecting when Be Forever was a thing. So I've never seen this one in person. Is it terrible? No, absolutely not. But I prefer the other one more. And then we actually have the original Josefina sleigh bed, and she does have a Be Forever one that I'll talk about when we get to there. But this one, it's not my favorite. I think since like the accessories and stuff come together, I really think I like the rug. And I mean, it's okay. It's just really not my favorite. And then next up, we have Mary Ellen's pull-out couch. I don't know why they consistently, well, they did this for like Mary Ellen and Nenea, and they give them like pull out, like, this is literally a couch. This isn't like a bed that she would have in her room, I don't think. So it kind of like doesn't make sense to me, and I've seen it in person, and I really, it's the fact that the couch is blue bothers me, or like this, I don't even know, blue, green, like teal, whatever this color is, I don't like it. At number 21, we have Marie Grace and Cecile. Now, these two shared a bed, and I just have to say that I would like this if the blue was like a white, or maybe even the gold, or possibly like a dark brown wood. But the blue, it looks very plasticky to me. I've never seen this in person, so I do not know. It just looks really, it kind of looks really tacky, especially with like the pink bedding and stuff. And you think this would be right up my alley, and it's just, the blue really, really throws me off here. And then we have Caroline's, which Caroline to me has always screamed like super fancy. And I know she's not like the fanciest American Girl we've ever had, but I mean, from her meat outfit to like her coat and her red outfit and stuff, I just get very fancy vibes, and this does not scream that. I do like the little canopy part, and I like the little design on the quilt, but it just, I don't get very Caroline Abbott vibes when I look at this, so it's not something in her collection that I like, which is really sad because their beds are probably like my favorite piece of the furniture in any American Girl collection. Here is Kit's Be Forever bed, and although it does bear like a striking resemblance to her original one, I really, really like the round little pillow. I'm a big fan of like round pillows and stuff. I actually don't own any, but I think they're really freaking cute, and I kind of like the way the quilt pattern on this one just a little bit more, so that's why I ranked it higher than her original one. We have the first Julie bed on our list, and this is actually her second one. I believe this was her first Be Forever revamp. I think that's what I read. I think my favorite part is the little yellow like flower looking pillow. Now you guys know Julie is like not one of my favorites. Her collection is, I like some of it, but not all of it. But Julie's beds, they're actually not terrible. And the fact that they're canopies and they have like the hanging down, what do you even call the like hanging down beads? I don't even know what that's called, but I love stuff like that. So I actually like Julie's beds, and they actually rank a little bit higher than what you guys would probably think. But this one happened to be my least favorite. It looks the most like plasticky, if you will, in my opinion. So I went ahead and I put it at spot 18. Next up is the original Molly bed. So this one is from my childhood, and I always think of this with her striped pajamas, her robe, and then her giant white trunk. That reminds me of Samantha's because I own the Samantha trunk. I never got the Molly trunk, but it just makes me think of that, and it's very nostalgic for me. Red is my second favorite color, so I do like this one. It's just that it's kind of like a little bit plain for me, but that fits Molly because Molly was never like I can see Molly having like this bed because red is a color I really associate with Molly, like just throughout her entire collection. I feel like red is definitely a very strong color in Molly's life. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's really just what it makes me think of. Here we have the original Addie Walker bed with the gorgeous red quilt. I absolutely love this, and this was absolutely like, this is a legit thing that happened. It's like I think it's the family story quilt or something. Like each square represents like a family member or some event that happened, and they're all sewn by like different people and stuff like that. So I think this is a really unique feature, and I'm glad they actually incorporated that because I love this. It's like you take like a piece of your family everywhere you go. Next up, we have Nanea's, and it's another futon style bed, but I love the bedding. It's just so bright and colorful, and it completely fits the vibe of Hawaii. As someone who has been to Hawaii myself, I definitely can say this bed is very Hawaiian, and it completely like fits where she lives and stuff. I kind of wish that she had like a regular bed, but I mean, like it doesn't bother me as much as Mary Ellen's does. Here we have the original Julie Albright bed, and the only thing I don't like about this is the orange canopy. Like I really just don't, I'm not a big fan of pink and orange together unless we're talking about Rainbow High Poppy Rowan's hair, but if you're not a Rainbow High collector, that will mean absolutely nothing to you. I just don't like the canopy. I feel like if it would have been white, it would have been fine, but everything else I actually really like. This is the Be Forever Josefina bed, and I might be in the serious minority when it comes to this one, but for some reason, I see Josefina's bed in two different ways. I see the original one as being a bed full of kind of like cool tones for the most part, except like her quilt has some warmer tones in there, but this one, I just get like this warm, cozy feeling when I look at it. I don't know, maybe it's just because the bed is a completely like lighter color and stuff. They still kind of kept the sleigh theme going, but I don't know. I never paid attention to this bed really until I was looking at everything for this video, and I was like, this bed is actually very, very cute. At number 12, we have Melody's bed, and I really, really love this. I love the headboard and how you could most likely put stuff in for storage. It's adorable. It's really cute. I happen to love the really warm toned comforter, excuse me. I just think it's a really, really cute bed overall. And then just missing the top 10. I thought this one was going to be in the top 10, but it's Kirsten's bed. And this is a bed that I actually own. This was the only actual American Girl brand bed I had as a child, and it is very nostalgic for me. I love it. I love the quilt. The quilt is so beautifully done. And it's a gorgeous bed, and the way it matches Kirsten's trunk and everything like that, it's really beautiful. It's perfect for Kirsten, and you all know Kirsten is my number one. So I love this bed. I think the reason it's not in the top 10, honestly, is because it doesn't fit like my whole like glitz and glam, aesthetic, I guess you could say. But I mean, that's not who Kirsten is, obviously. So I love this bed nevertheless. And I'm actually very glad they never revamped this because I don't want to see this bed ruined. I really don't. Not to say that all revamps are bad, because I prefer some Be Forever stuff, obviously, but I don't know if this one would have been a good revamp. At number 10, we have the third Julie Albright bed. So I love that the canopy is pink. I love the two little pillows with the L and the O and the V and the E. And you're probably thinking, Kyla, this is like the busiest comforter you could ever imagine. Like, how do you love this? I don't know. I saw this and looking at all three of Julie's beds, I was like, I want that one. It just looks so cool. I don't know what it is. I'll probably never buy it, but seriously, like this might be everyone's least favorite, but I am obsessed with this one. At number 9, we have Elizabeth's bed. Now, the fact that this is blue and it's supposed to be for Elizabeth kind of throws me off because, I mean, yeah, she has like some blue dresses and stuff, but I always associate Elizabeth with the color pink, probably because of her meat dress and her riding outfit, but I don't know. I just associate that with her. So this is actually, it was just a canopy and then like the pillows and the comforter, I guess, and it was supposed to be so that you could like change it with Felicity's bed, so you would have to have the original Felicity bed and then like change out like the curtains and everything else on it. And I did not know until I was researching this video and I was researching this topic and I watched the Doll Places video. I use a lot of Kylie and Paige's videos as reference guides because they're absolutely amazing, and I did not know that this was not an actual bed you could buy. You had to buy the Felicity one separately. I thought that was really unique. But Elizabeth, she is my favorite best friend doll, and I think it's really cool that she technically got a bed of her own. And then at number 8, we have the original Samantha Parkington bed. This is beautiful. I love it. It's so, even though it's for Samantha, it's super girly and super fancy. And Samantha, you know, like she, in her era, this is perfect for like a girl her age and stuff. And I don't see her as someone who would want a super girly bed like this, but I feel like Grandmary would be like, oh no, you have to have this because like all proper young ladies have this. And I mean, I don't know if Samantha would necessarily vibe with this bed, but I sure am. At spot number 7, we have the current Rebecca Rubin bed. And yes, Rebecca has 3 beds and they're all in my top 7. So don't come for me. But anyway, this is my least favorite of the 3. I do really love the gold. I like the hearts. I love the bedding. I love everything about it. And, you know, I think this was on sale a while ago and I almost bought it because I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. But there is one of Rebecca's beds that I absolutely will do anything for. And I think it's like the rarest one, I guess you could say. But I'll tell you what that is once we get to it. And then we've got Felicity's bed. So this literally just makes me think of her original meat dress. And I know it's pattern mixing and that drives me crazy, but this is so nostalgic for me. And like if memory serves me correct, it was literally in the movie like this. I think so. If I'm just making that up, I'm absolutely insane, but I'm pretty sure like they made this bed for the movie. And I love it. I love everything about it. It's such an iconic piece and it goes very, very well with her collection. And then at number 5, we have Courtney Moore's bed. So they did not have to go all out for this. I think this is one of the best pieces, American Girl, like of furniture they've put out in a while. And despite the fact that I really don't like a ton of Courtney's collection, like her bed is one of my favorites. I've seen it in person at the store and it's seriously incredible. And there's just so much detail put into this. And it's a really gorgeous piece. At number 4, we have Kaya's TP and bedroll, and this is like one of my favorite things to go look at when I'm in stores. I might actually own this one day just because, you know, like Kaya deserves it because she's the legend, as we've dubbed her on this channel. Like, this is the coolest thing, and I love that they kept it extremely accurate because this is how Kaya would have slept in her time period. So they didn't go all like, you know, try and change it up. No, the thing I love about Kaya is they really kept everything for her historically accurate, even with the Be Forever revamp. And I love the idea of having a little mini TP like this for your dolls. I think it's really, really cool. In 3rd place, we have the first Rebecca bed that was ever made. And I really wanted this one because it was pink and there was gold and it was just so frilly and frou-frou and everything that is me. And it just like, I don't know. I think like the bedding and stuff, it reminds me of the canopy bed I had when I was a kid, even though this one isn't a canopy bed. That's really what it reminds me of. And I think that's why I fell in love with it. But then when I got Rebecca, I did like a deep dive into her collection and I discovered the bed that was released after this one. I thought she only had 2, but no. Our second place is this version of Rebecca's bed. I have never seen this anywhere, like on secondhand websites and stuff. I would do anything for this. I freaking love it so much. Honestly, it's just, I don't know what it is about it. I think it's probably the bedding, definitely, but it's so beautiful and so girly, and I really, really adore it. But there is one bed we have not mentioned yet that I would literally cry if I owned. And this is the most out of character bed for this character, but it is the most Kyla bed that American Girl has ever created, and it's the Be Forever Samantha bed. This is the prettiest thing I have ever seen. This is like my favorite, one of my favorite American Girl furniture pieces to ever exist. Samantha's collection is technically my favorite. Kaya's collection is my favorite overall, but Samantha comes in second or first if we take Kaya out of the equation, because I always say she's in a league all of her own. But I love the entire Samantha Parkington collection. It's actually the one I have the most pieces from. I have her trunk, as I mentioned previously, but this bed, even though Samantha probably would hate this one way more than her other one, I freaking love this, and I kind of search for it sometimes in the hopes that I'll find it for a good price, but I can never like tell myself, okay, you can buy it if you find it. So I don't know, maybe in the future I'd own this, but this is like, if I were an American Girl, I would want this to be my bed. There you have it, my friends, my ranking of all of the historical American Girl beds. As I said at the beginning of this video, let me know down below if you would like me to do this for the Girl of the Years. Also, let me know whose bed is your favorite. Do we agree? Do we disagree? I would love to know. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you can know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.